was way too much water at this location. Way more than I had hoped. So we have to hurry a bit and try to find a new one. So let's jump back into the car and drive to someplace else. I found a fucking location. Let's go. Well, I only had to drive like 100 meters and I immediately saw something nice. So let's get going. So I'm now at the place where I'm gonna shoot. I think the foreground is actually looking kind of nice, but the water is kind of dirty actually. It's a lot of all the seeds from the trees making it. There are like these yellow spotches on top of the water. The water is actually a bit more dirty than I would like it to be, so I'm gonna have to find a way to kind of work around that. I'm guessing putting the camera a bit further away from the water than I typically would actually do. So, well, but let us find a composition first and foremost here, so that we have something to go with. Okay, so I've been struggling quite a bit trying to find the composition here, or rather the right way to incorporate the foreground. The thing is, there are lines in the rock formation here which are actually leading like the wrong way. They're not leading into where the clouds and where everything is actually happening, but they're rather leading away into a thicker cloud coverage. So I've kind of had to find a way where I can actually use them to lead into something that is going to break that line and then throw you more into, well, the lake and the actual clouds that I want the viewer to go to. So let me show you how I kind of made that work. Here you can see the camera and you can see the lines here in the rock. As we just pan up a bit, you can see actually the lines going through here and out up into this, which really isn't what I was looking for. I want more of this part. A bit of what is happening up here in the clouds, as well as the open part there, is kind of a nice contrast in a way. What I actually did then is to lower the whole thing down and use the actual rock here to break, and this rock here is actually breaking the line as well and throwing you along this ridge a bit out into the water over here. Yeah, I think that actually worked out quite well considering everything. I might actually have to change the composition once again, because the clouds are moving really fast in actually the wrong direction. It's quite sad. So what I've actually had to do here is change the composition quite a bit as the clouds changed. Sorry, there are actually quite a lot of mosquitoes here, but the arch of the clouds actually have moved quite a bit to the left in the scene. So I had to change it, and it really didn't work over where I was before, so I just moved closer to the water. Luckily the water is a bit cleaner here as well. So well, the new composition is working kind of good. Yeah, but the clouds are actually still drifting quite a bit more to the left, meaning to the west. More than I would have liked. Absolutely. It's kind of throwing this composition out of order as well. I guess I'll show you the pictures so you can see the clouds actually moving across to a less favorable position. Well, 10 more minutes has passed now. Nothing more happened in the sky, just as I suspected. And it's only to pack up and go home. But before I go, I want to leave you with my thoughts on this shooting session. And well, first and foremost, the first place where I thought to go, I thought, hey, it hasn't rained for a while. The water levels should be kind of low, and yes, they were, but not as low as they were last autumn. So I couldn't actually get out to the place I first had thought. So I just, then I kind of panicked, and I thought I would have to drive quite a bit to find a new place. But as I jumped in the car, drove like at most 100 meters, I saw this place where I am now. And so I thought, hey, that looks kind of cool. So yeah, well, I decided to go out here and check, and it looked cool. Then the real challenge here at this place was the foreground. The foreground was looking really good, but the leading lines in the rock was pointing at the wrong direction. So I put my mind to it, and I actually managed to find a way to incorporate the leading lines so that it would work quite well anyway. But then the clouds actually just screwed me over totally by moving out of the way, really blocking the composition that I set up. But I managed to take a few shots before that, and I think at least one of them should be kind of good. So then I rushed quite a bit to the next location there, where I actually managed to snap a few, at least one there as well, I think, that actually might be kind of good. Sorry, there's quite a lot of mosquitoes trying to eat me, and I don't like to be eaten right now. Anyway, so yeah, I managed to take a few shots there, but then the same thing happened there. The clouds just kept moving, and well, kind of changing the compositional needs, so to say. And then, well, then it's also the color on the cloud started to change, and most of it started to go away. But I think I actually managed to get away with 2 shots that might be usable, or, well, not, I don't think they're gonna be like portfolio worthy, but there may be a solid 3-star image, so it's a good image. Yeah, well, I think that kind of summarizes it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.